you done now?
Of Clue, the movie.
Wow.
If there's anybody in here, just look out!
Are you hiding? I'm coming.
What room's this?
Search me.
Right?
Get your mitts off me.
Nobody here.
It's behind one of those curtains.
You look. I'll search the kitchen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Clue the Movie Podcast, where we break down the 1985 cult classic movie Clue. 1 minute at a time.
That was short.
There we go. My name is Brad Gilmore, joined always by Jeff Smith. Jeff, we're breaking down minute 51 of Clue the movie, and we're going to get to it here and give you our in-depth analysis. I want to remind everybody that Jeff Smith actually did a documentary about Clue.
I did.
And it's called Who Done It, the Clue documentary.
Yeah, we should mention it more often.
I don't know if we ever have before. That's why I wanted to bring it up to make sure that people
that's why I'm here, everybody.
were aware. So, Jeff, 51. Is there anything that stands out to you on the onset in this minute?
Yes. So we actually have some dialogue in here, which is nice. We've got some shadows. We've got the shadows, not the fog, but the shadows that we all love. And we've got a line that is very similar to a line from Back to the Future. She says, "Get your mitts off me, not meat hooks."
Well, this is what I don't understand about that. Because they go into the that's the ballroom, correct? They walk into the ballroom and it's empty. And what does she say? She says, "Search me."
Right. You've never heard that expression before?
No. What? This is an expression?
That's an expression. Yeah.
To mean what?
It's like if someone's. It means like I don't know. Like it's I don't know.
I've never heard this in my life.
That's amazing. Texas schools, everybody.
Wait. So wait.
Yeah,
hold
search
on.
me is an expression.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Just stop right there. So you're telling me if we're out and about, taking a stroll, and you and I are walking around California, say together, and I point at something, and I go, "Jeff,
this is my fantasy, by the way.
What's that?" And you go,
"Search me."
Search me. That means I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, search me for the answer because I don't have it.
I will say this might be a coastal thing. This might be a.
You were this year old.
Yeah, I don't know because for me, and maybe this is something that you don't say. If I don't know something, I might say beats the hell out of me.
Okay. Well, thank goodness she didn't say that because he would have probably punched her in the face.
But I thought that was just because you know what? I'm glad that you're actually correcting me on this because forever,
all this time you've been confused by that?
Not that I was confused about it. I always thought it was lazy writing. Like, oh, search me. So, okay, then we can have the joke of him feeling her up. I never knew that this was an actual expression.
I'm sure that's why. All right. Well, I've looked it up in Brad Gilmore style.
Okay. Let's hear it.
For everybody here that's just as confused. The phrase, search me, is so ubiquitous in the English language that it is found on every list of common idioms except in the Gilmore household. It is a situational idiom for I don't know in response to any direct question. But where did it originate? English has a lot of expressions, usually sarcastic, for expressing ignorance. Where did this one come from and when? I always found this one clear and obvious. I swear I haven't got your keys. Search me. I don't. If you don't believe me,
So
I
it's
swear I
like
don't know where your
search
keys
me.
are. Search me. These are examples, like literal. I swear I don't know where you parked your car. Search me. Literal, though jocular. Search me clearly started as a particularly drastic way of asserting that you don't have something. As we all love drastic expressions and tend to overuse them, it was overused and gradually felt less and less drastic. Equal stress on both words, as the dictionary says, or even stress only on the second word makes sense as follows. Search me for information and you won't find any.
It's very strange.
Search me for information. What are you thinking?
I don't like this terminology at all. This is terrible.
No, I've
Search
never
me.
used it in life because I think because I've seen Clue and I'm afraid what would happen next.
Search me, and then he puts her
on
up
my
against
list.
the wall. And here's the thing: she
And
allows him.
literally searches her.
She allows him. First of all, he was like, "Psh, "Don't tell me twice," and then she kind of allows him
Instinct.
to go up and down a little bit, and he gets to about mid rib cage to where she says, "Get your mitts off of me."
That's where she draws the line.
She draws a line at the mid rib cage, like anything below the third rib is a
Yeah,
no-go.
she kind of has like a frustrated, like, here we go. Welcome to Miss Scarlet's life. Any excuse.
Does she get? She gets.
So she doesn't fight him off. She doesn't act shocked, that's for sure.
No.
She's just, ugh.
She gets,
Man.
I guess, inappropriately touched the most of the 5 women in the movie.
Well, she's just been squeezing through a bar area with her. Professor Plum, famously at the beginning, gets a little pat, which she doesn't really react all that much to. A little bit of surprise, but that's it. I think
These two situations
even when yeah, and then later she'll be pretending to
make
out
out
with Plum, but that's
and then
yeah.
but
We'll get to that.
so she's had advances from Mustard and Plum.
Yeah, I don't know if this is an advance though. I think
what?
he's been to
Come
her
on
place,
now.
so he would be I know. I was trying Mustard. Sorry, dude. It was pretty instinctual to be like, okay, but maybe he was just waiting for her to say, "Search me sometime, please say search me." And then I'll be like, "What? Whoops."
And then,
Colonel.
what do you think about Wadsworth's?
Colonels don't really search anyway. He's not like a cop. Weird.
What do you think of Wadsworth's wording of trying to fight off any potential murderers that might be around him? Stop!
I love both Wadsworth and White in that scene because I know there have been times where I've come home and it's just me, and you hear something. You're like, "Hey, I'm just gonna go grab my gun. I'll be right back." Hey, wrestling team that's come here with me, just you guys, I know you all want to beat somebody up, but just everybody calm down. So that's his equivalent of just look out, and then White with her, "Are you hiding? I'm coming." It's a little, he's trying to sound tough, which is adorable because he's going to have trouble breaking down a door later too. So he tries to be the man. I'd buy it. But Mrs. White seems very scared.
Yes.
But who's she talking to? Because before we talked about, in a couple episodes ago, we talked about they're more scared of each other. But here they seem to both think there might be somebody in that crazy nursery.
Can you break down, we had a fan theory, I think, that came in regarding the people being paired up, and then Yvette's the next to die. So part of the thinking that Colonel Mustard says is, hey, look, we split up. If one of us ends up dead, this is war, Peacock. It's a casualty of war. We'll find out who the killer is. And then after they split up, Yvette's the next one of all these characters, and I guess the final one of the characters presently to die. And nobody fingers Mr. Green for the crime.
Yeah, I mean, Plum does say, whoever's with the one that was killer might be killed. Then we will, know who the killer is. Sorry. Then we will know who the killer is. Yeah, and then Yvette we're jumping way ahead, but Yvette does appear dead, and nobody goes, well, it was Green. We know. I don't know why. I think it's a whoops. But that theory actually came to us on Twitter X from Stephen Lepetak.
Mm.
And I never thought of it. And I told you that earlier today, and your head exploded with the thought.
I went, whoa,
And
how come I never thought of that either?
Too. Yeah. So why does no one accuse Green when they find Yvette's body? That's a great question.
Your guess
and
is as good as mine.
Yeah, Steven, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Anybody want to, put your comments somewhere?
Well,
take your comments and put them somewhere.
You could stuff your sorries in a sack, mister.
Mister. There's our Seinfeld. Finally,
we made it around. Here. This is a little game that I want to play. Okay, because again, this is mid '80s and 1985. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions based on actors from the time. Okay, and I want you to tell me if this movie is better or worse because of the actor in the movie. So would this actor make the movie better, or would it make the movie worse? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Yep.
Does Chevy Chase make this movie better or worse?
Make Clue better or worse? Better if he is mustard, I think. I could see him as a good mustard.
Clint Eastwood, better or worse?
Mm.
And by the way, guys, these are the top. I'm reading the top 20 1980s actors. So go ahead. Better or worse?
I'm just trying to picture who they would play. As Mr. Body, better.
Dan Aykroyd.
Ooh. I like 80s Dan Aykroyd. Anything's better. Yeah. Or Plum. Dr. Detroit.
Or Plum. Kathleen Turner.
Yeah. Oh, she could be definitely on Miss Scarlet for sure.
I think she's not better than Leslie Ann. I think she makes the movie worse. Harrison Ford.
No, this is not taking away from anyone that's actually in the movie, but I can see it. Harrison Ford, at that time, comedy, he's kind of funny when he's Han Solo and Indiana Jones, but I don't know. I think he's too big. I would think, just Harrison Ford will solve the problem.
Yeah, it would be distracting.
So I don't think so.
He'd be distracting.
On HF.
Steve Guttenberg.
The Goot. Who would he play? No, there's no good wise guy. He's best as Mahoney in Police Academy.
I don't
Guttenberg is always kind of the same guy, even when he was in. If anyone has seen this movie, you're awesome. Don't tell her it's me. No way anyone's seen it.
Never seen it.
Jamie Gertz, Shelley Long.
Better.
Steve Goot.
Is this movie better or worse with Michael J. Fox?
No, I can't see him as anybody. He'd be very distracting.
He'd be distracting. I agree. Is this movie better or worse?
Doesn't make it worse, just not right.
Better or worse with William Hurt?
No, worse.
Ali Sheedy.
I think it'll hurt. She played a maid in another movie called Made to Order.
I don't see her in this movie.
No.
Is this
young
movie,
at that time?
Is this movie better or worse with Sylvester Stallone?
It's Mr. Body. It'd be like his character in Oscar.
Okay.
He wasn't doing comedy yet.
Mr. Body would be an interesting one. Is it? I know the answer to this one. Is this movie better or worse with Chuck Norris?
Everything's better with Chuck Norris.
Yes. Eddie Murphy.
Ooh. Who would he play?
I don't see a clear character for him.
If he did like a Bowfinger kind of nerdy character, he could have done Green.
But this is Eddie in the 80s. This is like he's one of the biggest.
He wouldn't have done it if you've seen. Yeah, he would have been distracted, and if it seemed delirious, I don't think he'd want to play a potentially gay character.
Well, yeah. These are the highest grossing actors from the 80s, by the way. Number 12, Emilio Estevez.
William Hurt was one of the highest grossing.
According to this list, this is the numbers.com.
Big Chill? See the Big Chill? Maybe. Emilio, Noio.
Yeah, no.
No.
Patrick Swayze.
Nobody Brat Pack. No. So now we're getting into like they're so young. This is like during their Outsiders and Breakfast Clubs and St. Elmo's Fires days. They're too young.
We only have a couple more. Tom Hanks.
Better. I love 80s Tom Hanks. 80s Tom Hanks is I like 80s Tom Hanks more than I like present day Tom Hanks.
Is he too distracting though? Like, oh hey, look, it's Tom Hanks.
He back then 85. Let's see what's going on with him in 85.
This is pre-turn hooch. This is
time.
pre-dragnet. This is pre-burbs. This is pre-splash.
Yeah. This is No, it's after Splash. Splash is like 83. This is Bachelor Party Tom Hanks. So maybe. But back then he was kind of like a Gutenberg kind of wise guy kind of character. So I don't know if that fits in with Clue.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, sorry, Hanks. Maybe we found the one you can't be in.
Let me go to my next list. Tom Cruise. Absolutely not. I don't see him in this movie.
No.
Okay, number 16 on this list, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
16. Yeah, Wadsworth. For sure. I want to see him do all the dialogue at the end. Can you keep a secret? So can I.
I would actually love
to. Which is Danny DeVito on this list?
DeVito's not.
DeVito should be on this list.
DeVito's not on this top 20. Number 17, Rob Lowe.
Too young.
Too young. Number 18, Dennis Quaid.
This is around the time you just done Jaws 3D.
Yeah, I don't see it.
No, too young.
19,
no.
Meryl
or Randy Quaid for that matter.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, definitely. If only Murders in the Building has taught us anything, she can do anything.
Number 20, John Candy.
John Candy, he might have done something really weird because John Candy was originally going to be in Ghostbusters,
right?
In the Rick Moranis part, and he wanted to be like this weird Russian character, and so he might have played it too over the top with his character.
Might have been a bit over the
top. I love
top.
John Candy though. This is summer rental era. John Candy, Volunteers, Splash.
Okay. I have three more that I just want to throw, 4 more that I want to throw at you just from this list, okay? Just out of curiosity where you would sit on these people. John Travolta. Sandy.
It's like so weird. Where's the body? Who would he play?
He's sticking out like a sore
we
thumb.
Know who the murderer is.
He could be Mr. Body. That's about it.
If he was the motorist, that'd be awesome.
The motorist isn't a bad fit for him.
My car broke down. I gotta use your phone.
That's actually a good one.
Mind if I shoot up here?
John Travolta as the motorist? Oh my gosh, I actually like that. Okay, this is one I actually. It's a big name. This is a big name, but I think I could see him in this movie. Michael Douglas.
Oh, yeah. He's funny. I like him in anything. Yeah, this is you've got Romancing the Stone era. You got Kathleen Turner. You got Michael Douglas. Mike DeVito should have been on this list. That's weird.
Okay, my final two. My final two. Here we go.
Mustard. Yeah.
As Colonel Mustard, okay, or Professor Plum. I can see this individual, but Colonel Mustard jumped in my head. Sir Roger Moore.
Okay. You know what's funny? Michael McKean, when we was talking about the casting of Mr. Body and it being Lee Ving, which everybody making the movie thought was weird because it's a rock star, he literally says, well, who do you want, Roger Moore? And it's an outtake that's on the YouTube channel for the documentary. And he literally says Roger Moore. So because the universe has put Roger Moore back in our laps, yes, and whichever party wins.
Okay, my final one.
My
final one.
Roger Moore.
Beverly D'Angelo.
D'Angelo? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's European Vacation, 1985. D'Angelo shower scene. Good stuff. She could play anything.
Oh, well, there you go. I just wanted to know. I wanted to know if that made the movie better or worse.
Moment, yeah. She'd be.
I think she could actually pull Peacock off.
Ooh. Yeah. Sassier Peacock.
Maybe a little bit more of a competition there with some of the other ladies.
Right. Not as innocent as she appears.
Right. Beverly D'Angelo. Beverly D'Angelo.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Jeff? I'll say that even though we've kind of moved past some of the searching of the house, this is I think the last. Is this it? Oh no, because she's gonna Miss Scarlett's gonna go check behind the
ballroom.
Yeah, in the ballroom.
Which I'm glad, because we will talk about the ballroom next time, because the ballroom is the only location inside the house that is not on a soundstage. It is an actual ballroom in an actual house somewhere. And I know if we don't mention it, somebody will. So we'll talk about it next time, since we're still in the ballroom.
Yes. So we'll talk about
the exact address right here.
Whoa! Look at him.
I'm showing it. We can all go right there. So next week we'll be broadcasting from.
You should.
This house in South Pasadena.
You should ask. You should ask permission.
Can I go to your ballroom?
You know,
Cluedo.
One time, somebody, I heard them making fun of someone who was wearing skinny jeans. You know, when there was a big era of skinny jeans, not just slim fit, but like the skin tight, jegging style jeans.
Your sister's jeans, yeah.
A very southern family member of mine saw somebody out in a public place with these skinny jeans and felt compelled to say something. And he said, "Hey, son." He goes, what was it? "Hey, son, those jeans remind me of a cheap hotel." And then the guy looks at him and is like, "What?" He goes, "Ain't got no ballroom."
Oh. Then he said, "Oh gosh." Then he said, "Where'd you get them jeans?" And he said, "Search me."
Search me. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I've never heard that expression.
This is a great place to put a pin on the discussion that is Clue the Movie 51. We're going to be back with 52. That means we've been bringing to this show to you 52 weeks consecutively without ever missing an episode.
Let me do the math.
Plus,
that's a year.
We had Leslie Ann Warren on this show. Leslie Ann Warren for a special episode on July the 4th, I think it was, or July 3rd, and that's a special episode too, because that's when they released Back to the Future in 1985, which is the same year this movie came out. Jeff Smith, thank you for playing along with my silly game. You can find him on the socials.
The energy kicked in the last 30 seconds.
At Mr. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was about to give out your email. Jeff C. Smith.
Give him my email. At Twitter, or just cluedoc.com.
Or
my phone number is area code 7. Okay, go ahead.
281-330-8004 is where you can find me, or the platinum selling rapper Mike Jones. And we will be back next time with minute 52 of Clue the Movie podcast. Jeff looked confused there.
Yep.